You watched The Prestige and thought, whoa, that was one long setup for a magic trick. But why am I still thinking about it 3 days later? Because The Prestige doesn't just perform a trick. It is the trick, and like any great illusion, it hides the truth in plain sight, behind top hats, double lives, and one very confused Tesla coil. But what if I told you that some of the film's biggest reveals weren't even the real magic? Stick around until the end, because I'm going to show you the hidden gems and behind-the-curtain details you probably never noticed, even if you've watched it more than once. Before we pull off this cinematic sleight of hand, make sure to subscribe, click that notification bell, and drop a comment telling me what movie I should disappear into next. I'm director Ammar Hejazi, and today we're cracking open The Prestige, the only movie that literally tells you the twist in the first 5 minutes, and you still miss it. Let's talk about how The Prestige looks. Because Wally Pfister's cinematography is the magician's assistant here. Everything is carefully framed to distract, mislead, and misdirect. Notice the use of shadows and silhouettes. Borden is almost always in low light, symbolic of his hidden identity. Meanwhile, Angier is often lit dramatically, chasing the spotlight he's desperate for, literally and emotionally. There's also clever use of mirrors, reflections, and doubles throughout the film. Watch closely in scenes where Borden is with his wife. One version of him is always more distant or disconnected. That's not bad acting. That's a twin trying to be a husband. Even the camera movement plays with perception. Slow pans during dialogue, like it's inviting you to study, to catch the trick. But you won't. Not yet. Christopher and Jonathan Nolan based the script on Christopher Priest's novel, but restructured it, using the very formula the film explains. The Pledge introduces ordinary things. 2 magicians, a rivalry. The Turn shows something extraordinary. Disappearing birds, teleporting men. The Prestige delivers the impossible truth at a terrible cost. Here's the kicker. The film's structure is a magic trick. The story is told non-linearly, forcing us to piece it together out of order, like shuffled cards. That's not just clever editing. That's thematic reinforcement. Also, diaries within diaries. You're being misled by unreliable narrators who are also being misled. It's deception inside deception. Inception before inception. Christian Bale delivers an underrated masterclass here. He plays 2 versions of Alfred Borden, not just physically, but emotionally. You can feel the subtle differences if you're paying close attention. One loves Sarah, the other, Olivia. One is more tender, the other is colder. Once you know the twist, it all makes sense. It's not inconsistency, it's commitment to duality. Hugh Jackman as Angier, he's charisma and obsession bundled in a velvet coat. He doesn't want to be the best magician, he wants to win. That's what ruins him. By the end, his greatest trick becomes his prison, literally. And yes, David Bowie as Nikola Tesla, perfect casting, mysterious, inventive, slightly terrifying, like the ghost of science future. Christopher Nolan didn't just direct this movie, he designed it like an actual illusion. He shows you the trick, he tells you what's going to happen. You hear Cutter explain The Prestige in the first 5 minutes, and yet, when Borden's secret is revealed or Angier's duplications are exposed, your jaw still drops. Why? Because Nolan directs with one goal: misdirection. He overwhelms you with theme, tension, and spectacle so that you're focused on the wrong hand. You're so caught up in how the trick is done that you miss why the trick matters. Now for the hidden magic behind the magic. Borden's fingers? At one point, they're injured, and then suddenly fine. That's the other twin. They alternate lives, injuries, and all. Sarah tells Borden, "Some days you mean it, some days you don't." She's not being poetic, she's literally talking to 2 different men. Angier's real name is Root, fitting for a man who becomes obsessed with duplicating himself. Tesla's machine, it never teleports, it duplicates. That's why Angier keeps killing his clones and doesn't even know which one he is anymore. And finally, Cutter, Michael Caine, is the only character who understands both magicians and their sacrifices. He tells us from the start, "You want to be fooled." That line, it's for us, the audience, and yes, we fell for it. If this breakdown helped you see the trick behind the trick, hit like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a reveal. And in the comments, tell me what movie to dissect next. I promise I won't duplicate myself. I'm director Ammar Hejazi, and I'll see you next time.